All right, in example 5.5, we're asked to create a logical function is even to check if an integer is even. And so by logical function, we mean a function that will return a value of 1 for true or 0 for false. The hint we're provided is that if an integer is even, then when divided by 2, it'll have a remainder of 0. Okay, great. So we'll just use this hint to go over to MATLAB and write a function, a logical function, to check to see if a number is even. Okay, and just based on this hint, we'll be able to use a simple built-in MATLAB function, round. If you read along in the solution provided in the text, it comments that this is formally called modulus after division, and MATLAB has a built-in function to compute this called mod. And if you're interested in seeing mod, you can go ahead and look at that. But if I assume that you have no idea what modulus after division is or has never heard of it before, we'll just use the round function, which we've seen before. Okay. All right. So I'm over in MATLAB. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new script. Okay. And so actually I'm going to start with my function signature. Function res is even n. Okay. And so then I'm going to start by copy and paste my function signature. Okay. Logical function to determine if an integer n is even. Okay, cool. Okay, and so our hint was that a even integer is an integer such that when divided by 2 has a remainder of 0. Okay, so an even integer is an even integer when divided by 2 will have a remainder of 0. Okay, so I'm going to create an intermediate variable, say r, which is equal to n divided by 2. Okay. I'm going to assume that n is odd unless found to be even. So I'm going to initialize res with the value of 0. So I'll assume it's false unless we find that it's even in a second. Okay. And so now check if even. So if r is equivalent to round r. Okay. So we just said that an even integer is one that when divided by 2 will have a remainder of 0. So if r has a remainder of 0 or has no decimal part, then r should be equivalent to round r, where round r will round r to the nearest integer. Okay, and so if that's the case, it's even. Okay, so then res is going to be equal to 1, true, and that's it. So now if I save this as is even, and I want to test it out, we'll do is even 4. Okay, is even 4 is even. All right, get an answer of 1. Is even 3. All right, that's odd. All right, so I get 0, false. Okay, cool. So it seems to be working. Okay, so with that, then let's do 2 more things in terms of updating this to determine if a number is odd. Okay. The first thing we could do is we could use the not operator. It's something that I do not believe that we have seen so far in the text. Okay, and so if I do is even 3, right, I get 0. And so if this were built in my code, it'd be easy enough to know that basically if a number isn't even, then it's odd. And so if I were to check to see if a number was even and I get a value of 0, false, then I know it's odd. Okay, but say I had wanted to take this code is even and convert it into some function to determine if a number is odd. One way to do it is to add the not operator in front of is even. So tilde is even reads then as not is even. Okay, so now I'm going to check to see if a number is not even. Okay, so tilde is even 3 gives me a logical value of 1. Right, it's true. Right, it's not even. Okay, if I were to do this for 4, I get 0 because 4 is even. Okay, The other thing I could do is, in this case, it's easy enough just to update my code. And so I'm just going to save a copy of this as is odd. Okay. Update my signature. Update my documentation, logical function to determine if an integer n is odd. An even integer when divided by 2 will have a remainder of 0. That's still true. We're going to assume n is odd unless found to be even. Okay. So if we're going to do that, then by default we'll assume that res is equal to 1. We'll assume a true. Now if we check to see if it's even, if it is even, then it's not odd, so res will be 0. So if I save that, and I try is odd 3, right, get 1 true, it's odd. Is odd 4, 0, false. Okay, cool.